Hi there, this is also with another scrapbooking video. Today I'm making use of this 7 Gypsies paper and 3 photos of our baking. And you remember from my haul video that dog tooth paper there, I got it as wrapping for my twine purchase from Paper Issues, and I just couldn't throw it away. It was so pretty, I wanted to use it. So that will be appearing on this page as well. In February, my son went on a little weekend trip with his grandmother to visit one of his aunts living in Umeå. And for that weekend, my hubby and I were home alone with our daughter. So we did a lot of fun things during that weekend, which you normally can't do with a 4-year-old. So it was a very special weekend for us, and I tried to document as much as possible. And we made semlor. Semlor is a Swedish pastry or a Scandinavian pastry that we eat in around February, March, and it's traditionally eaten on Tuesday, 7 weeks before Easter, when it's just before the traditional Christian Lent. And we aren't very Christian in Sweden. It's part of our culture, but we are not a very religious kind of people. But when it comes to eating, we pretty much pick up on every tradition there is. So this has become Swedish and not Christian, and we love it, of course. The semla, or one semla, many semlor, it is a wheat bread bun with cardamom, and you take out, you cut the top off, and then you take a fork and peel or take away as much as the crumbs in the middle of the bun, and then you mix the breadcrumbs with almond paste and a little bit of milk to make it soft, and then you put that back into the bun and you cover it with whipped cream, and then you put the lid back on and sprinkle it with the confectioner's sugar. And it's, of course, you hear what I'm saying, it's totally awesome. And when I was a kid, I learned how to make these from my grandmother, and this is what I'm going to journal about on this page. It's not that it's something very complicated to do this, but anyhow, it seems like every family has their own recipes or their own methods, and every year they're in the local newspaper they go around to all the cafes in town and they compare the different pastries, and they kind of pick a winner, and so it's possible to make these in different ways, but it's the same recipe. And sometimes they are dry, and you don't want to eat a dry semla. That's totally boring. And sometimes they are just too much, and you get a lot of too much of the filling, and the cream is not good. And you know, I'm totally aware that I'm just one of those pastry chefs out there who makes these, and probably all of us think that we do the best semla. Anyway, this is a family recipe and a family method, and I want to tell my kids how it's done, of course. This tissue paper that my twine came wrapped up in, I thought it was so pretty, and I thought it reminded me a bit of a fabric, and I thought that would be perfect on this page. A bit of fabric from the kitchen and baking. It also reminds me of trousers used by chefs. I don't know why. Is it so? I don't know. I want to just fold it and to be able to make another kind of texture on this page. I will use it as a top border for the photo cluster, and then I'll also use it in my 2 embellishing clusters. And I think it's very fun. When I had seen this paper in my package and used it on this page, I immediately put tissue paper on my wish list for my scrapbooking. And now I have bought a couple of sheets of a selection of different colors, so that will be featured in my scrapbooking from now on. Working with tissue paper isn't like working with any other scrapbooking paper, because it has a mind on its own and a life of its own. And when you think that you have just folded the right perfect little piece there, and you just want to glue it down and you let go of it, it just get loose, and you need to start all over again. So it can be a bit challenging, but I think it's totally worth it, because it's a bit like fabric, and it adds dimension without really adding any bulk, and that's perfect in my scrapbook. I took away most of the gluing process here, because I managed to stick everything down exactly as I had planned it from the beginning. And I'm writing my title directly onto the white piece of background paper there. I didn't record the work I did on the cameo this time. I'm using a script font, and I'm writing family recipe. And as you perhaps see there, I'm working in the middle of the cutting mat, and that's because the glue is best there. And also, when the cameo is cutting, if I place my scrap pieces, when I'm cutting out of scrap pieces, when I place those in the middle, the mat bends a little less. And since the mat has the same grid lines, inch grid lines on it as the program has, it's very easy to put pieces of paper just anywhere on that mat, and you just line up with those inch marks, and it will work perfectly. So now when my mat is getting a bit unsticky, non-sticky, I try to use the other parts of the mat where the stickiness is a little bit better. So I'm writing family recipe here, and it's getting a bit lost in the striped background there, but in person it looks a lot better, and you can actually read it. I'm using my new stamp from Semla, stamping the date in a couple of different places, and I'm going to stamp yes please in a couple of more places around the layout, just like yes please, can I have one of those? And it was something fun to document for our family album, and my daughter was a real champ with the different things that we had to do to make these pastries. And here is a close-up of the finished page. Thank you so much for watching. You do learn a lot about Sweden on these process videos, don't you? I love to share our culture and our family life with you. Thank you so much for watching. Come back soon. Take care. This is Åsa. Bye.